according to a special report on the creative economy by UNESCO, UNDP, and UNOSSC, have become the true wealth of nations in the 21st century. What we are saying is that creativity, rather than physical assets, have become the wealth of nations. Now, the World Creativity and Innovation Day is also dedicated to encouraging and empowering everyday creativity in homes, schools, and communities. Its goal is to celebrate every creative idea, effort, and imagination, inspiring it to help everyone live more creative lives. Now, this year, the theme of the World Creativity and Innovation Day is Step Out and Innovate. Step out and innovate. We are going to be discussing a number of issues concerning creativity. For example, what is creativity? What is innovation? These inherent things or things that can be learned, and if they can be learned, how do we learn them? What should we do? What is the relevance of creativity and innovation even to our mental health? To discuss this issue and many more, we have members of the network team who are on the program today, and they are eminently qualified to talk about this. However, we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll launch deep into the program. Make sure you call your friends, you call your family members, let them be here. Everyone needs a push in life. Anybody can be somebody else. To develop and build one's capacity. Financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better. My name is Dr. Okonoda.
That break that you sent me, how
when we finish,
Let me make it higher. It's too low.
No,
This one is okay. This one is too low. Can you go higher? Or do you have a higher tripod?
yes, after we discuss, go on break, normal break, we come back, I talk about it, we play it.
Okay, thank you.
Peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among trainings, seminars, workshops that are done for individuals and organizations like this, Network Consult also holds the strategic planning and goal setting seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the financial independence and wealth creation seminar on the 1st of October.
maybe you can put it that extreme side.
On the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Mental Health Day.
Okay, come on.
We invite you to avail yourself of any trainings, workshops, and conferences at Network Consult, so that we can have the abundance of
Everyone needs a push in life. Welcome back. Our guests today are actually members of the network team. You already know them. Niriman is our pastoral psychologist and head of programs and research at Network Consult. He holds a PhD in theology as well as management. Business management. Yes, business management. Niriman, you are welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure being here with you again.
All right, and Mike Vontal is the head of Network Media and Chief Operating Officer at Network Consult. Mike, you are welcome. Mike has always been a creative force. I remember how Mike got into network was his creativity. He put his foot on the door and then he had to allow the whole body to come. All right, so that was the lighter note. Now, I want to, first of all, I know that Niri is a psychologist. And by being a psychologist, it's human behavior. One way or the other, you always have something to say or something to do with anything that has to do with human behavior. It may not be your core area. Since your core area is more clinical. But there are people who go into industrial, or who go into all this kind of things. So I understand that. But mind, I know that
Mm-hmm.
one of the first things that some years ago you came to me and talked about creative edge and all those kind of things. But I know you did computer science in school. So how did you get into creativity? What is the how?
I think it's just nurtured when I was young. Actually, everybody's creative.
Okay.
We all have that creative part of us. But if it's nurtured early, you just get to develop it.
Okay.
So I remember as early as when I was in primary 4, I think I did a design that was published in one of the national dailies.
Oh, really?
And I became very popular in school. Then usually at home, when they want some things get done, they always ask me, how do we get this thing? I always have a way of coming up with something that will solve the problem. Then I can remember when I was younger, probably like 5 to 8 years old, there was one time my mom said it took light, and I said, why can't we just put light inside this TV? I'm sure it will on. So I just observed that it was nurtured while I was young, and that's how I grew.
It's all right. So, Neri,
Yeah.
do you have any story that goes along with? Because I know you express your creativity in your writings.
That's right.
You bring things up and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
How did you come in terms with your creative side?
You remember I talked last week, Doc, about my affiliation so much to last week. That's affliction.
Yes. Overcoming.
Yes, overcoming affliction. Much of the creativity that I've had in my life has actually had come to me during affliction.
Okay.
So I learned most of the things that I learned more as a result of the forces. I remember this saying that mother of invention. Necessity. Very good. I've been looking for that word, necessity. So much of it has been actually coming from, they all came from necessity.
I remember sometimes ago when I think I was in GSS2 or GSS3, I used to draw, especially footballers, all these 1986 World Cup, all those Enzo Scoli, all those kind of guys that would be joined in. And one teacher that was not in my class came and said, how can you be drawing early in the morning? You are wasting your time and everything. And everybody looked at him and said, no, this is the guy who will still be first. I've always had that creative edge and creative side of it. And that's why you see that sometimes you can see my office. Sometimes I'll just turn it around, I'll picture it in my head, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, we leave it. If it works, and many times it works. So I think that everybody has that creative side of it, as Mike has said. But the issue will be that do we allow children to come in terms of the creative side, and do we allow them to nurture it and bring it, even no matter what course you think you are doing, your creativity will come out.
That's right.
All right, so now let's go directly into the discussion. Today is World Creativity and Innovation Day. And the topic is step out and innovate. But before we talk about stepping out or innovating and all these things, let's start gradually. What is creativity?
Just one sentence. I would say creativity is just the ability to generate new and original ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. It is to just keep aside primordial sentiments, those things that have been before. You just come up with something previously unheard of.
Okay. That's creativity. So it must be previously unheard of for it to be creative.
Yes, because innovation, on the other hand, is what brings that dimension of creativity to take other sides. I know that a lot of people, a lot of definitions have come up with so many people having different conceptualizations of it. And a lot of those conceptualizations have still come with their own variability, but I do really I stand very strongly with the definition that actually comes with it being something previously unheard of,
Something original.
yes, original. Original, thank you.
Yes. All right. So, Mike, what is your own idea of creativity?
Creativity has to do with solving problems.
Okay.
So whatever the problem is, if you're able to come up with a step or a group of steps that helps you to solve the problem, you are creative.
Okay.
Yes.
Innovation then.
Innovation has to do with the practicality of creativity. Creativity is like, okay, you are thinking, if we do this way, it will get us this result. Then innovation is the practical results that come out of creativity.
Okay, the application of your creative thinking.
Yes.
Well, but maybe some people will say that innovation is bringing new ideas to a previous issue, to improve it.
Oh yeah.
For example, we used to have box TV. So TV is not new. But then they thought about it, oh, we can have this kind of TV. We can have TV that is without box, without opening and closing. Then they say, oh, we can have the TV that is digital. So it is still TV, but we keep on improving on it.
Yeah.
Some people will say that is innovation.
Yeah.
Improving on a previous idea to give it a new meaning or new attraction, new value, and so on and so forth.
That's right. I agree very absolutely with that.
Okay.
And I have also categorized innovation to have two dimensions.
Okay.
The evolutionary and then the revolutionary.
Okay.
So it means that if it's an evolutionary innovation, it evolved from something.
Okay.
It was previously there and then later it evolved. But we also have the revolutionary innovation also.
Okay.
The Wright brothers came with the revolution when they just brought up aeroplane.
Something that other people say
It cannot work.
Hmm.
That's right.
It's all right, beautiful. Now let's quickly, because like I always say, time flies while we're on TV. But the characteristic of a creative person. Let me start with Mike, because Mike, I used to call him the creative force. What are the characteristics of a creative person?
Creative people are usually very observant.
Okay.
They tend to they have this possibility thinking.
Okay.
Everything is possible. You can't tell a creative person this thing is not possible. They always look for a way out to make it possible. They try to always experiment on things.
Okay.
They are very observant, and they have a high sense of inquisitiveness.
Okay.
And they want to know, and they ask a lot of questions.
You are describing me there. Maybe I should change my.
Definitely, you are very creative. Sir.
You are. I'm a psychiatrist. Because I believe I should try something. Let it fail, rather than saying it won't work.
Yeah.
Let me try it and fail first. It's all right.
That's right.
So, Niri, do you have any other thing to add to the characteristics of a creative person?
Yes, curiosity.
Curiosity.
And then also flexibility.
Okay.
And I would also say openness to experience.
Hmm.
I love that trait, especially when it's a personality trait that captures my fancy every time I see people that are open to experience. Because they're able to do a lot of things that people would naturally, who don't have that tendency, not want to go into. And that describes you also.
You want to give me hydrocephalus. You want my head to swell.
No, it's real.
I think that I remember about 4 years ago, thereabout when we wanted to start this program, a lot of people said, "You are a doctor, what are you doing on TV and all that?" But I just believe that we have a message to give to people, especially concerning possibilities and their mental health and all that. And here we are today. I feel comfortable being in front of the camera. So that is just by the way. Now, let's, because you, Neri, being a psychologist, I will take it from that perspective. You talked about personality traits. you said inquisitiveness, all those things are personality traits. And we know that personality is described as enduring characteristics. So if it's enduring characteristics that seems to be inherent in the person, then can we then say that creativity can be learned? Or is it just inherent? The nature and nurture debate has come up here.
Exactly.
Is it inherent? And it's just somebody that has it, somebody that doesn't have it, just doesn't have it. Or can it be learned?
As a matter of fact, Prof, this particular debate still lingers. It's been an ongoing debate for a very long time, and it's still up to today. It still remains a very debatable and hot topic all over in academia. However, I would say boldly that although it is a fairly stable trait, it is. People can learn to be creative. They can learn to be innovative. In fact, we have seen people who were completely written off. I have personally met them, and they turned out to just become so creative in so many other areas of their lives. You know, why I am actually so worried about some of these conceptualizations, particularly, is because just like the concept of intelligence that has been discussed rapidly by Bob Sternberg, he has come with several types of intelligence. Howard Gardner came with the 7 types of intelligence. We know about emotional intelligence now also by Michael Goldman and all of this. All of these things suddenly seem to be murky. And so you sit down wondering, is it where? Is there any absolute to it? And this is the reason why I'm looking at this one to say, no, we don't want the waters to be murky. This time around, let's look at it as it is. Creativity and innovation are the teachable or learnable traits. By all means, I say yes, they are.
Okay. So, Mike, what is your perspective as per this issue about creativity and innovation? Are they learnable skills, or are they things that somebody just has it? If he has it, he has it. If he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it.
Well, I've proven that from youth or from the day one of a human being on earth, he has proven to be very creative.
Okay.
You don't need to even tell them, teach them languages. They learn. We as adults, if you want to learn a new language now, you have to go through a lot of process. But children, they just pick up the language. And if you look at children, they sit down, they put things together. You see a small girl taking things, cutting some vegetables, and making. The kid is telling you she's making food. Or a guy takes some drums, some tins, and start playing drums and making music. So from day one, children exhibit that creativity. It naturally comes to them. So based on that knowledge, everybody is naturally creative. But along the line, probably society, probably the family background and all the rest, creativity gets to be either encouraged or discouraged.
Okay.
And then you could actually see that in the lives of people, creativity could be increased or decreased.
Okay.
It could be learned or unlearned.
Okay.
So it means these things could be learned.
So it seems to me, therefore, that the issue will now be the nature and nurture. It seems to me that all children are born with measure of creativity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But how, maybe unconsciously or consciously it was nurtured or killed will determine how far the person will go. Okay, so now we are talking about the issue of the parentage now and all that. But let's say the parents have done their best, they did the best they could and all that. So if somebody becomes an adult like us and he decides that he wants this creativity thing that we're talking about and all that, is there hope for it?
There's always hope.
Okay.
And this is why I say this. we have today a fish and a rabbit, I will put them on the floor here to run. You definitely know who is going to win. The rabbit will. But then you take these two again, put them inside water. You can be very sure that before the rabbit can jump, the fish has already gotten to the finish line. So the major thing is to find out exactly what terrain or what areas this person's capabilities are much more. That's a nurture it there.
All right, thank you very much, Niriman and Mindwealth. It's always good talking with you on this program and even anywhere else. The director has told us that we need to go on a break now, and definitely we have to oblige. It's part of creativity and innovation to pay simple. All right, so just at home, we have been talking about the World Creativity and Innovation Day, and the theme for this year is Step Out and Innovate. We are going to go on a short break now. When we come back, we are going to open the phone lines so that you will be able to have a discussion with us while we still have a number of things that we also need to discuss with you. Make sure you stay tuned and don't go away.
Hello there. My name is Dr. Mindwealth. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. We help individuals, organizations, and corporations cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make society. My name is
Who is writing it for them?
I've been following Dr. Okonoda for a while. Last year, October 1st, I attended the seminar at Mindwealth. I've been having years starting off with business and had lots of clients because of feedback. But after I came to your program, you said some things that just made me forget about my fears. As my business has started,
It's everything.
Message.
Yes,
Mindwealth Consult Limited invite you to workshops and conferences so that you can have the life of abundance. Thank you.
Stand by.
Welcome back. All right, today is a very special day for us at Mindwealth Consult and all our groups. One of us who is right here with us is having his birthday. Niri, today is your birthday, and we need to celebrate it with you. Happy birthday, Niri.
Thank you.
All right, the media has put together a small video to show, to celebrate with you. I think let's just play that video. Happy birthday to Niri Mang, who is the head of at Mindwealth Consult. So can we play that video, please?
Stand by.
All right, so happy birthday, Niri Mang.
Thank you very much.
We just thought that today being World Creativity and Innovation Day, the day you are brought forth, let us show the creative side of you.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I've never had this adrenaline run.
We wish you many happy returns of the day.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in everything you do. The blessings of God will always be upon you. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right, so viewers at home, if you want to join us on this conversation, the number to call is 09024387072. That is also the number that you send SMS to, and the number that you can also send your WhatsApp messages to. I'm sure that they are working on it to put it on the screen for you. 0902-438-7072. Now, if you want to call us, you make sure that you turn down the volume of your TV set. A lot of you will want to be hearing yourself from the TV again, and that's where the problem comes in. You are not going to hear yourself from the TV. Turn down the volume of your TV set, put it in mute, then discuss with us through the phone as you normally do when you are making a call. And when you are calling us, make sure you give us your name and where you are calling from, so that we can know that we are calling somebody that is identifiable and all that. And keep your messages straight to the point, and we'll do everything to answer all your questions. All right, so we'll be expecting, and then if you want to send us SMS, we'll make sure you send it on time so that we can also read your SMSs while we are on the show. Waiting for your SMSs, your phone calls, and all that. We will continue our discussion. Mike, I will start with you here and now. What is the place of creativity and innovation in economic development? We are talking about creativity, and are we just doing it for? Okay, we have a caller here. Let's see. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, that's not what I did from Center.
Creativity. Japan is one of the top world leaders, top countries in the world because of their creativity.
Because of their creativity.
If you look at
Just hold on with your thoughts. Let's see if we can answer this call. Hello? What's your name and where are you calling from? Just make sure you already have your question or your your contribution. All right, so you are talking about Japan having economic growth because of their creativity.
exactly. Then if you look at countries like America, South Korea, all these countries are powerful first world countries because they have developed their creativity and they are innovative. If you also look at companies that have contributed to this economy in these countries, most of them are like very creative. If you take Google, for example, Google is known as one of the most creative companies in the world. If you take Facebook, for example, very creative. If you take Elon Musk's companies, these are all companies that are proven to be very creative in their operations. So, and these companies have contributed immensely. Most of them contribute billions of dollars to the economy of their countries. So if we also want to improve on our economy, we have to be like production conscious, especially in terms of creativity. These companies, they create a lot of products. Most of the things we consume in Africa, cars, wares and everything, they come from most of these countries. So it has added to the of these countries.
Let's see if this person will add to the value of our discussion. Oh, unfortunately, we lost. Neri.
Yes.
People being these countries being creative. You talk about Google and all those kind of things. We know that we don't search engines with Google and all that. So where does their money come from when we talk about creativity? Because somebody is looking at us here now and is saying, what are these people talking about? How in this Nigeria, how can I improve my economic well-being by being creative?
That will bring about that will contribute is
okay.
One of the ways that Google is actually making a lot of waves and getting most of the profits that we're seeing and wondering where is this coming from is because of the market share.
Okay.
Today we are almost not able to function without Google. Almost every single thing we do in the world today is Google. Even my mother in the village, or grandmother in the village, she knows Google already. Yeah.
It's all right.
Another way that I think the economy can also be improved by innovation. Economies and countries become innovative. They're able to save a lot of cost. Technology has really helped in this area. And that's the ranges of the two that I'm thinking of.
Hello? Hello, you are on to Mindwealth for Life and Living. The network that is messing up again. If you are trying to get across to us and you are not able to, you can just go ahead and send us an SMS. In fact, you can send us a WhatsApp message on that same number, 0902 438 7072. All right. I was just thinking. I know that you people are highly creative and innovative people. You may be thinking a lot of time people like to talk about Google, talk about Facebook, and all that. But I'm talking about the Nigerian. Okay. Who wants to be creative? Who wants to be innovative? How does it? People are packaged gari in a special way. Packaged it well. We call it packaging. And they are sending it abroad and they are making money. Those are kind of innovative ways of doing the same thing that people have always been doing. There was a time when I was growing up, we used to have what we call ice pokey pokey. I don't know if you have it on this side of the country. Ice pokey pokey, they will put coloring in water and tie it. But before you know it, those ones were not there again. We have Zobo. We have sachet water that we call pure water. People were innovating and bringing those things to the fore. We are looking at Nigerians who will look at things that we have always been doing, that our forefathers have been doing, innovate on them and bring new things to them and create good market share out of them. I am making this challenge to everybody out there. We can start thinking outside the box. It doesn't need to be something that is entirely new. Maybe something that people have always been doing. Are you getting me now? And then we can do it differently. A psychiatrist being on TV is also an innovative.
It's an innovation.
Bringing mental health to the world.
Well.
All right, so if you don't praise me, I will praise myself. All right, now statistics have shown that we have an unemployment rate. Some people say up to 50% of Nigerian youths are unemployed. And creativity and innovation. About solving life issues. Yes, problems.
There's a lot of ways we could actually solve this problem. One of it is through technology.
Okay.
Yes, technology gives us a lot of opportunities to be able to, but also to make a lot of money. There are a lot of people online now that they are learning some skills that help them to be able to be marketable and make money online.
Okay.
Yes, then apart from the technology aspect of it, people who are into different aspects of business, you could also be creative in such a way by asking yourself questions about how can I improve on my product.
Okay.
For example, if you make cake, for example, the way everybody's doing it. A creative person will say, okay, if I add almonds to this cake, how will it taste like? Sometimes it may fail. The first 2 attempts may fail, but if you keep experimenting, you will get something unique that people will be like, wow, this cake is different. How did you make this cake? So when youths are experimenting and they are creative, it helps them to be able to get employed because people actually love new things. So somebody wants to see something that wows them. Like, okay, we want to have one of our staff who is into shoemaking. You want to see a shoe that will wow you. That I've never seen this kind of shoe before. And with that, you have opened up a market space for yourself. So being creative opens up market spaces for you that have never been there before.
What is the place of failing? Because some people are afraid of failing. So an idea comes into their mind to be innovative, do what others have been doing in a different way. But they say, no, this is not how it has always been done. If I do it, and they never try. And then you go abroad, you see the same thing that you could have done, thriving in other places and all that. So what is the place of failing? What if I try and fail? Is there any problem to that?
As a matter of fact, if you have tried and not failed, you've not tried well enough. I think most people actually do not even the people who have actually made the most remarkable progress and innovations that we know, for example, the light bulb, are people who have failed almost 99 times and still said they will still try another time. And Thomas Edison today, because of him, now we have the kind of light that we have, can do so many things with the kind of bulbs that we're having today. Today we only have variations. Now, my own thinking is this: anybody who is afraid to fail has already failed.
Anybody who is afraid to fail has already failed. Very much for that, for that insightful comment that you have made. Now, Mike, we may not be able to go too much into the details here because we know that it's a short period. But can you give us how can somebody increase their creativity? How can we promote creativity and innovation? The thinking. Are there processes or steps or activities or exercises that can help people to improve on this?
Actually, one of the ways you can actually improve your creativity is, I think actually the first thing is actually changing your mindset.
Okay.
Most of us have this mindset that, okay, creativity is difficult, I'm not creative, creative people are weird, and so on and so forth. So the first thing is change your mindset.
Change your mindset.
Believe that you are creative. Believe that you can produce creative products.
Okay.
And once your mindset is changed in that manner, you realize that you take more steps, you are more confident, and you are able to attempt things more. Then another thing we could do is try to study either creative people or creative companies or creative countries. One good place I usually take a look at is Dubai. I've watched a lot of videos of Dubai. They are very creative in that place. And then you take a look at people who are creative too, like Steve Jobs, the former CEO of Apple. He was extremely creative. You study these people, you pick things from their lives, and then you try to experiment things. And just like the doctor said, don't be afraid to fail. Yes, definitely, failure could be part of the learning process. It is the learning process. You learn,
This will not fail us today. It failed. All right, we will keep on trying. Now we are going to go on our final break because we have been asked to. We have been talking on step out and be innovative. Because today is the World Creativity and Innovation Day 2023 with the team Step Out and Innovate. We are going to go on our final break now. When we come back, we are hoping that the network will be more favorable to us. Okay. All right. So, sorry about that. It's one of those things that happen sometimes. The issue about how to be creative and innovative, that's what we were talking about before.
Yes. So I was saying you need to overcome that initial fear that if you fail or if you are creative, you will not, people will laugh at you or you will not be able to achieve. So you have to overcome it. Then another thing we could do is we need to try little things every day.
Okay.
Somebody was saying that the best way to eat an elephant is to cut it into smaller bits and take those small bits. So each day, if you could try to let me be creative in something small. It could be as small as your breakfast. Instead of always taking bread and tea every morning, decide that, you want to take something different. It could be as small as following a different route to where you are going to. Instead of following your normal route monotonously, creativity is just like create a change.
Yes.
So when you create these little changes in what you do, it grows and it develops, and you are able to attempt creativity on a higher level.
All right. It seems to me that from all you have said now, you have to have a good dose of mental health before you can be creative. Let's take this call.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Nigel. I'm calling from Angodi.
Nambian from Angudi. Can you make a contribution?
Okay, one of thing that is making us afraid of creativity is to financial issues. That
Okay.
when you invest in money in trying to create something and at the end it did not work out for you, then
Okay.
you discover that it makes one to be discouraged.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I don't know what our panelists have to say concerning that. Keep on listening.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. So what do you have to say concerning that?
Yeah, I think sometimes we also have to adjust our approach or methodology when it comes to innovation.
Yes.
And that was what Michael Reese actually spoke about when he talked about the lean startup methodology.
Yes.
Very, very, very smart methodology. It helps you to test or even try that particular thing or idea or innovation that you have and even see it working out before you actually put in everything.
All right, we are going to go on that break. When we come back, we are going to talk more about the mindset and how to go about things before putting money into the equation.
Everyone needs a push and love. Everybody can be somebody. To develop and building one's capacity, financially, health-wise. Everyone can be better.
My name is Dr. Kingsley Okonoda. I'm a consultant psychiatrist and certified management consultant. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Network Consult Training and Development. At Network Consult, we help individuals, organizations, and communities to actualize their potentials, to cope with normal stresses of life, work productively, and make meaningful contribution to society. Do these seminars, workshops, and conferences on the issues of mental health promotion, peak performance, management consulting, and personal development. Among the trainings, seminars, workshops that we have done for individuals and organizations like this, Network Consult also holds the strategic planning and goal setting seminar in the first week of January annually, as well as the financial independence and wealth creation seminar on the 1st of October every year. We also have the issues of mental health promotions on the 10th of October, which is the World Mental Health Day, as well as the 26th of June, the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Misuse.
I said they're taking the birthday again.
Trainings, workshops, and conferences at Network Consult. So, the life of abundance that you desire. Thank you very much.
You are telling them to do business, to do things. They put capital first, and to them, capital means money. But I need to let you know that capital actually, money is just a very small part of capital. Capital is all those things that you need to be able to succeed. It could be goodwill, it could be a good name. It could be your expertise that will allow people to invest into this. I remember in the year 2014, thereabout, when we were bidding for the WIN grant, and towards the last stage, when I was in an interview panel, I was asked, why do you think you are qualified to run a rehabilitation center? When I said, I am a fellow of the West African College of Physicians in the Faculty of Psychiatry. All of them in my head, they sat up, then they said, Prof, over to you. There was a prof there. And the discussion became a tete-a-tete. That's how we got 10 million to start Network Medical Services and Rehabilitation Center. What is the point? The capital was my training, my expertise. And I could have said, oh, I don't have money, but the money came. So Nambien, the issue, and like what Nero was saying, is that there's also that lean startup method. You could join somebody to start working with somebody. You could start, even Dangote was working with his uncle or his maternal uncle.
Yes.
before he became a big man of his own. So we need to change our thinking and see possibilities rather than looking at how things cannot be done. And we are not saying it's going to be easy. We are not saying it's going to be straightforward. We are saying that if you see some of the trainings I've done, 2010, you understand, 2009, 2010, you will see how those things were. But we kept at it. And today, we are here where we are. All right, before we wrap up the program, there is an aspect that is very important to us, and that is the link or the place of creativity and innovation in mental health. What is the contribution of creativity and innovation to mental health? Mary, I will start with you since you are the psychologist.
I've found that most of the time, creativity invested into, shifted themselves towards creativity and innovation. They actually beat a lot of mental health issues. Something like depression. I've seen how creative people have walked themselves out of depression.
How?
Sitting down to just draw. It's also a therapy in itself.
Yes.
And I've seen people really do great. We have some therapies that for autistic
yes. Hold your thoughts there. Let's see if we can have this person talk with us. Hello? For life and living. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, can you turn down the volume of TV set? All right, we might have to let you go. All right, so you were talking about creativity, helping people with their mental health issues.
Yes.
All right.
And that has actually been so amazing. So we know very well, the science has actually shown that there is a link.
There is a link. All right, let's take this call. Where are you calling from? All right. Maybe I know you are not a mental health specialist, but you have been around, and everybody has mental health. So tell me, what is your own idea about link between creativity and mental health? Quickly, time is not our
If you've noticed people who are creative, they tend to use every part of their being when they are exhibiting creativity. Both their emotions, their intellect, their physical body, and all the rest. So number one, your creativity helps you to be able to concentrate on something when you are doing it, and then it helps you to be calm, it helps you to be peaceful, it helps, and it has also been known that creativity helps to be able to generate some connections in the brain.
Yes.
So it helps you to be more,
Increase your intellectual capacity.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having the two of you, especially when you are even together. It's a synergistic effect. All right, for viewers at home, I need to talk a little bit more about the place of creativity and innovation in mental health before we wrap up. We know that being creative actually increases positive emotion. Anytime you birth something or you have succeeded in something, you have a feel-good factor that helps you to overcome negative thinking and negative emotions. We also know that depressive symptoms, anxiety symptoms reduce drastically amongst people who are creative, who are innovative. We know that the function of our immune system also improves this creativity. Somebody actually says spending time on creative goals during the day is associated with higher activated positive affect, meaning that you get more happier with yourself, you think of positive outcomes, happier outcomes, and so on and so forth. Expressing ourselves through creative and artistic activities can help relieve stress and anxiety, lessen shame, anger, depression after experiencing a traumatic event. All right, because of time, we will wrap it up here. Today, we have talked about World Creativity and Innovation Day with Neriman and Mindwealth. We are inviting you to connect more with your creative self. Innovate more. Do not be afraid to fail. But when you fail, pick yourself up again. Until we come your way, same time, same station. very much. I think it's a wrap.
You're welcome.
Well done.